Contacts outside, they used the next visitation to pass along news of the escape and confirmed the date, December 23, 2025. On the day of the operation, the prisoners poked a small hole through the tunnel exit, stuck a tube through it, and sprayed red ink onto the ground to mark the location for their getaway crew. Late that night, the prisoners changed their clothes, said their goodbyes, and one by one crawled into the tunnel. Sean carefully kept a record to make sure no one was left behind. Soon, the tunnel was packed with people. They crawled forward carefully. To avoid alerting the guards, some inmates first watched TV with the others, then slipped away one by one. But before long, Tony, who had been bribed by the guards, noticed something was off. He realized Mike and his crew had all disappeared and quickly ran out of the room. At that moment, a man in a wheelchair blocked Tony's path and tried to stall him with various excuses. When it became clear Tony couldn't be persuaded, the man grabbed onto Tony's clothes, but it was no use. Tony shoved him to the ground. By then, Sean, who had stayed behind until the end, hadn't had a chance to escape and was caught red-handed by Tony. Seeing that the jig was up, Sean tried to convince Tony to escape with them, but Tony refused and even said he intended to report them for the credit. In desperation, Sean got into a violent struggle with Tony. To give his friends time to get away, Sean locked his arms around Tony's neck. In the chaos, Tony grabbed a screwdriver and stabbed Sean. Fighting through the intense pain, Sean managed to knock Tony unconscious, but he himself was bleeding badly from the wound. Meanwhile, the others had successfully broken through the tunnel. One by one, they climbed out of the hole. Mike sensed something was wrong. Sean still hadn't made it out, but time was running out and he had no choice but to lead the group away. The bus they'd arranged was already waiting and everyone started boarding. Just then, John said he was going back for Sean. The others begged him not to, warning that if he wasn't back in 3 minutes, the bus would leave without him. In the end, John decided to go back for Sean. Meanwhile, the man in the wheelchair had calculated the time carefully. He spread the word about the tunnel to the other prisoners, urging them to escape while they still could. The news spread fast and inmates rushed toward the room. The first few to leave got lucky and escaped successfully, but their unusual behavior quickly caught the guards' attention. Armed security flooded in and subdued the remaining prisoners. In those critical moments, John still hadn't returned, and the group finally decided to leave. Everyone on the bus was filled with worry, unsure whether John and Sean had made it. Fortunately, someone had been watching the back of the bus the whole time. When the bus had traveled less than 300 meters, John's figure finally appeared in the distance. But tragically, Sean never made it out. This story is based on true events. Over 18 months, the prisoners dug an 80-meter tunnel and successfully escaped. 49 inmates in all broke out of the Santiago prison.